Hi there guys, Sam here. You join me outside my Golf R for once. Yeah, as the title suggests, just fancy doing a bit of a walk around video really of the Golf R, kind of everything you need to know really. Kind of my experience over the last kind of like 10 months of the car, a bit around the outside, if you're interested in buying it and bits like that, or buying a Golf R, not my Golf R. You know, just to give you some tips and to let you know, and yeah, I'll get straight into it. So mine, if you're not familiar to my channel, is a Mk7 Golf R, so from 2017, the sort of the last generation just before the 7.5s come out. I'll explain once I get into the car just a few of the differences, which there isn't actually that much of a difference between the two cars. And yeah, so mine's metallic sort of limestone grey paint, looks really nice actually. They actually stopped making this colour for the 7.5, it's changed to a bit of a darker grey. I actually really like this. I think it comes up quite nicely. Yeah, see what you think in the colour. See what you think on camera. Probably doesn't do it justice, but yeah, it's some of the features. So I suppose straight on, the thing that I really like is a bit around the diamond cut wheels. So you can get Pretoria wheels for these as well, 19-inch. This is actually an 18-inch wheel, and they're really nice. Really good condition. Unfortunately, mine is as dirty as it can be. But they're quite nice wheels, 18-inch, so you know, it's not too bad actually on like sort of ride comfort wise on these compared to the 19s. I'd probably recommend for day-to-day use this will be fine, because you can get decent tyres for this anyway. The main thing as well, if you can notice, is the brakes are huge. If you have a look, I can barely get my hand kind of in there. It's basically taking up the whole of the 18-inch wheel with a big caliper as well. I believe they're 340mm brakes, so they're absolutely huge. And one thing since I've got this car is brakes make a huge difference. Having a Fiesta ST before, you know, even though it was a light car, this stops so well, and such a good car. And you know, from a safety point of view, it's really good as well. So 340mm brakes at the front, I believe. People can correct me if I'm wrong. And then if we come around to the rear. Again, for rear discs, you know, I can just about get my hand in there. I believe, I could be wrong, they're 280mm. Probably looks about right. Again, tremendous stopping power, really good. Obviously, four-wheel drive as well. Well, not that you may not know. So, four-wheel drive system as well on the Golf R. And something I'll show you as well, see if you can get into it, is just how well built the Golf is, and particularly this one, Golf R spec. It's so well packed under there. Again, I'm not too sure how much you can see, but you've got like bits of the four-wheel drive system, so obviously it's got a little bit extra for that at the back, gearbox oil and stuff like that, and it's so well compact. It's a really terrific piece of kit actually, and yeah, something worth having a walk around. Main thing as well, I mean, it is just a Golf at the end of the day, but by xenon lights, which it just makes such a huge difference. They look so good, and you know, they really do a bright white light. For the Golf R, you don't get front fog lights, because you need more air basically to go into the car, so you just get these massive gaps just to allow sort of air to go through into sort of like the engine, into the radiator, cool it down. You know, it's a heavy car, but you know, I'll pop the hood and yeah, I'll show you under there as well. So to open the bonnet in the Golf R, you just pull this. See if I can get this first time. Come to the front. There should be, yeah, a nice little latch on the right hand side. You lift it up, lifts up the car. And good thing is gas strut, so you don't need to use anything to flick up. Even though I haven't actually driven this car that far, it's boiling. That's the main thing I've got. The engine gets really hot, hence about what I mentioned before about the extra cooling in the car, because it needs it. It may just be a 2-litre engine, which you find in sort of like so many other models, but you know, it really does need to cool down. I mean, you obviously can't tell here, but it is a hot engine. It's not even particularly a hot day either, but yeah, it's quite cool. You know, you get obviously air filter. I think the main difference, to be fair, for a Golf R is you get a bigger turbo. It's a cool looking engine and provides a lot of punch, and it's, you know, it's a 4-cylinder engine. It's nothing revolutionary in that sense, but 300 brake horsepower out of it is really impressive. But let's go inside and I'll just tell you a little bit more about the Golf R as well. So yeah, you join me inside the Golf R. Yeah, just obviously a little bit of a walk around, a little bit about it. I know people who have subscribed to my channel know a fair amount about it, but yeah, it's such a lovely place to be. Main thing, steering wheel. You know, that's what you hold in a car day after day, and it's stitched leather around sort of the sides. It's a flat bottom steering wheel. Yeah, I'll move the camera around so you can see it. So yeah, there you go. That's the steering wheel. You can just about see the stitched leather here. Looks really, really nice, feels nice. Not too cluttered with too many buttons. You've got like the radar, distance, cruise control, and volume, and a few bits, voice activation, all that kind of stuff. But that's such an important thing, and manufacturers really do forget about it. And it feels so nice. You know, I find myself just cruising along, you know, you're happy to kind of hold the steering wheel. It's really nice. And basic things like, you know, the indicator stalks, wiper stalks, there's such high kind of quality. It feels really, really nice. And coming from my Ford, you know, this was a big improvement. So yeah, I won't go through too much, but to be honest, the main difference is from sort of like a Mk7 to a 7.5 is actually really minimal, which is why I think this car is such a almost a bargain price, really, because it came out in sort of 2014, the Golf R, and they're still making them today. They're making the 7.5s. Obviously, Volkswagen ran into a few problems with Dieselgate. If you don't know, it was a bit of a diesel scandal. There were cheating emissions, and they had to pay up, basically. And you're talking billions of pounds. You're talking a large amount, even for a company as big as VW, as profitable as VW, it's going to take a hit. So when they were making the new Golf, they couldn't really, you know, stretch the boat out. And in fact, they really haven't. You know, I've been in some 7.5s. I've seen them. There's not much difference. The front is a little bit different. Inside, they've made it so it's a digital dash rather than this one, which looks really nice. The dials look really nice in here. But other than that, there's literally nothing else. You know, the engine is the same. They've upped it slightly on horsepower, 10 brake horsepower. It's 10 brake horsepower more. But in terms of actually the fundamentals of the car, the suspension, the manual gearbox, you know, the configuration of it is essentially exactly the same. If you do go for DSG, you get one extra gear. I think it's 7-speed instead of 6-speed. But for me, I wanted a 3-door manual. Having a Mk7 to having a 7.5, there's limited difference. And that's kind of why I've kind of gone, well, I went for this Golf R. And it's such a fantastic car. You know, I've owned it for such a fair amount of time now, and obviously regular subscribers are well aware of what I'm kind of talking about. I have got a service coming up as well, so I will mention a bit around that in my channel in sort of next week. But the car itself, it's a great car. You know, if you're looking to buy one, you know, I really wouldn't hesitate on looking for one. And I wanted to do a little bit of a brief overview just on some of the things that maybe people don't necessarily notice. Stuff like brakes, it's a huge thing on a car, and it's just underestimated for me massively, and even from myself. And this is brilliant. 4-wheel drive, it really does work. I've got plenty of videos on the 4-wheel drive system. You know, it really does give you that extra grip and traction. It's a comfortable car, doesn't have adaptive suspension. You know, it's passive dampers, but it's fine. You know, you get parking sensors all round. You get a lot of bang for your buck. And, you know, just a little bit of a walk around with it. You know, I do a lot of videos sort of sitting inside, so I just want to show a little bit around the outside. And I know for my regular subscribers, it's probably me repeating myself a little bit, but hopefully for new subscribers or new people into a Golf R, might find this quite useful. But yeah, drop a comment if you if you have any. Give us a like if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to know more. You know, for more videos on my Golf R. As I've said, I've got its first oil service coming up. I'll let you know on pricing. I'll let you know how that goes with VW, my first sort of VW experience. But yeah, other than that, you know, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Cheers, guys.